Dang, I ain't got no more lemonade, bro. That's what I was sipping on. It's not lean, bro. It's single cup, bro. I don't do lean. You're gonna end up looking like Lucky and all of them. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. How y'all doing today? Like, I just got my flu shot, bro. This junk hurt, bro. Needle was big as a mug. I don't like needles. Them joints scare me. But today I got a special video for y'all, man. Artist I work with, Surge. Some of y'all know him as Surgeblu. Surge is fire, by the way. If you don't know who he is, I'll leave his SoundCloud link in the description as well as his Instagram. I've been following Surge for a couple of years now, and I actually got a couple songs with bro out and dropped right now. Today I'm actually gonna be showing you how I made the beat to 99 Problems by Surge. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright, so I'm gonna actually play the beat so you guys can hear it without Surge's vocals on it. Alright, so the first thing I started off with the melody is a simple melody bass line. I literally preach this same method in like all of my tutorials. Started off with this brass. This brass will be in my upcoming kit Hammerhead. It's called the OGFS brass. This is what I came up with. Alright, so let's move on to the next sound I added in this melody. Alright, so for the next sound I added in this melody was just a simple string. It's the high felony string, which will also be in my Hammerhead sound kit. I kind of went with like a basic kind of string anthemic type of pattern. I know that probably didn't make any sense for like the majority of people. I'm actually going to play this melody without any effects to show you kind of where I started and where I went with this melody idea. You can hear it kind of sounds like cheesy and corny, and the sound is kind of like shitty. So when I went to add my effects, I put portal and ambient. So now I'm going to play this melody with the reverb and effects to show you what it makes. You can hear it kind of creates like a scrape or like a wave effect for the melody, and that sounds way better than the original pattern. All right, so let's move on to the next sound. All right, so the next sound I added was my signature brass. This brass will of course also be in the Hammerhead sound kit. I use this brass to, you know, it's kind of like my secret sauce to my glow beats. It's not the typical FS brass that everyone uses or that dynamic brass I was talking about in a couple previous videos. It's something different. So yeah, I'm gonna play it and show you the brass pattern that I made with it. I made this brass pattern just by simply harmonizing with the melody. Like when I was making this beat, I kind of just sang like a little melody to myself. Like as corny as that sounds, but that's really how I make the majority of my melodies. All right, so let's move on to the next sound. All right, so for this next sound, I wanted to create a call and response effect inside the melody. So I just added another brass. On this brass is just like a higher brass that goes well with other brass sounds. So I'm just gonna play it so you can hear the call and response effect that I was talking about. Alright, so for this next sound, I'm actually going to mute the two brasses in the background so you can really hear these next two sounds. They're really just kind of like supporters and ear candy. You're not really supposed to hear them in the main melody. You're just supposed to feel them and know that they're there. Alright, so this sound is actually from my Megalodon V2 kit. I put it in there to have like a sing-songy type of vibe. I'm going to play it with no effects and then show you the effects I put on there to create the effect that I wanted. So this pattern is literally an exact copy of the first brass pattern that we used. And so now I'll show you what this sounds like with the effects I placed on there. Alright, so the two effects I put on there is of course portal and ambience. I use this specific portal preset because it just added like a nice wash away effect to this pattern. Alright, so let's move on to the next sound, which was the other one I was talking about. This sound is literally just like a texture. So if you ever made a melody, especially in like dark trap, that genre, more like future type beats, Don Toliver type beats, you know, those type of beats. They use like textures in the background of their melodies to capture in the listener's ear. I put this texture in here, literally just copy and pasted the same pattern over to here too, just to have something up under the beat so that the beat just doesn't sound too empty. It kind of filled in the spaces that I needed it to fill in, and it's literally just like a screeching sound here. I'll play a one shot for it. So now this is what it sounds like with the rest of the beat. So you're really not supposed to hear it at all. It's kind of just like something you feel in the background, you know, just so you know it's there. All right, so now for the most infamous part of this whole beat was the vocal chop. I literally don't know where this vocal chop came from. I literally just found it in like one of my old 2022 stashes and was just clicking through vocal chop samples and found this one, so I just dragged it in there. And so yeah, I'll play like a little one shot clip of it, and then I'm gonna play it again while it's in the beat. Alright, so for the drums, I really kept it really simple. I started off with the hi-hats. The hi-hats just have like a simple skip rhythm that follows the rhythm that the main melody already gives. Then my clap pattern is literally just the most regular clap pattern of all time. I wanted to leave the drums as open as possible so that, you know, an artist can get on the beat, so I'm not like taking up the full beat with the drum pattern. Alright, so the next three sounds I added were all open hats. Something I do with my beats is I create open hat chains. It's just something I just kind of developed over the time of me making beats. I have one hi-hat here, which is like your typical hi-hat. And then I have another one here on the second down beat after this first one. And then I have three more open hats over here to accent the 3 808s hidden over here, which we'll get into further in there. So what this does, it creates an open hat chain which accents the melody and the hi-hat and the clap rhythm. You can kind of hear what I'm talking about. I almost fell out my chair too. I don't know if y'all heard that. But one of the two sounds I added in this beat was the stereotypical chant that you hear in the all glow beats. I kind of just heard the chant being right there. I really wanted to accent and emphasize that certain part in the rhythm there. And then the second sound I added at the end was this yeah. All right, so let's move on to the 808s, and then I'll play the full thing so you can hear how the beat wraps up. All right, so last thing is just the 808s. I literally just had them follow the melody bass line. Nothing too crazy. Just put some skip rhythms in here to kind of mimic the style of the hi-hats. I just used a simple spins 808. I didn't feel the need to go crazy with a weird type of 808 here. So I'll play it so you can hear what I'm talking about. Alright y'all, that's the full breakdown of the beat. I really didn't do anything else at all, really. It just except for an arrangement, and as you can see in my arrangement, I just kind of kept the patterns the same. I don't even split my patterns up like that anymore, because to me that's just like a waste of time when I can just create a new pattern. I added an audio clip just because in the melody part I want the full melody to be playing and not just the part I cut out for when my 808 drops. If you want your 808 to hit harder when your drums come in, just cut out a little bit of your low end and your melody, and that 808 will punch through your mix better. I don't really mix my beats. I kind of just level them as I go when I'm making them. I sent it off to Surge, and now I got a song with Surge. Actually, I got 3 songs with Surge now. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let me know any other songs that you guys want me to break down the beats to. I know a lot of you guys were asking for the Krusty Crew anthem, but I actually don't have the FLP for that beat. When I originally made that melody, I actually deleted the FLP after I saved like the actual audio of it, because I hated the melody. I didn't like it at all. But yeah guys, thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, like, leave a comment below, and yeah, y'all be easy.